FightHype.com here with world-class trainer Virgil Hunter. Virgil, we are in Cincinnati, Ohio. You're here for Andre Berto's big fight. Tell me about it. What are you, I mean, obviously, you know, he's had a long layoff and everything. I know he's rehabbed the shoulder. I saw him working out. Looked fabulous. Looked like he's not having any problems with it. What are you hoping to see on Saturday night?
Just the things we've worked on. And the things that we laid in place for him that, you know, I felt that he could achieve. You know, I felt that he had a tremendous upside still, and that's what we're working towards. And he embraced it, and he made his commitment, and he kept that commitment. So I expect to see the fruition of his work Saturday, and actually to display some things that I think the fight fans and critics and everybody else will realize that these things he hadn't displayed before in his career, but he's certainly capable of what he's displaying now. So I'm excited for him.
Now, you guys only had the one fight to work together with before this. That was the Soto Karass fight. Did you get a lot of time to work with him before that fight? I mean, that was really like your first introduction. Like, you guys were still kind of gelling a little bit, right?
It was 6 weeks before, so it wasn't much time. But we made the most of the time, and you know, barring the second round injury, and now I'm finding out from a medical report that the injury was a pre-existing. So, but barring that injury in the second round, you know, who knows how it would have turned out. I don't want to take nothing away from Soto Karass, of course, but the fight was even going into the last round, justifiably so. So we learned a lot about each other that fight. I learned a lot about his resolve and his ability to hang in there, fight through pain, and you know, still have a desire to win. And that we used that as a springboard to come into this second fight. After that, when to say, you know, to realize that he does have an upside.
Now, obviously, I know it's never a good thing to have a long layoff, but do you think because you guys had this long layoff, do you think you maybe had a little more time to gel and work on the things that you wanted to work on? Because I know you kind of stressed that a lot, and I know Berto's been in the gym, you know, ever since he's been rehabbing. So
yeah, I do. You know, I don't think a layoff hurts a fighter who's been fighting since he's been a kid. I think it actually is very helpful to him. You know, you don't want to have a layoff due to an injury, but anybody who's been fighting since they're 10 years old and 9 years old in this sport, put 20 years into the sport, they do need a period of time that they have off of their bodies and you know, replenish their minds and things like that for the second, last lap of their career. So as long as they're taking care of their bodies and not abusing their bodies and letting themselves go physically and being lazy and gaining a lot of weight, it could be a helpful thing. And in his case, and to his credit, he was in the gym while he was rehabbing the arm. We worked on some things that we could work on. So he put in the time and he put in the work.
Now, the other day they had the open workout. He actually went to the gym. I went to the gym with him, and you know, I saw him shaking loose and everything. Speed still looks there. Power still looks there. Like I said, the shoulder looked like he wasn't having any problems with that. Are you expecting to see, I guess, a different Andre Berto than what, you know, fans have grown accustomed to seeing in the past, or are we going to kind of see what we're familiar with as far as what he plans on doing inside the ring?
No doubt. I expect to see a different Berto because of the understanding of what he's doing. I don't expect to see a shoulder roll. I don't expect to see him on the ropes. I expect to see him display what we worked on, and I'm confident that will, you know, be a factor that night, and that, like I said earlier, the fans and the critics will see. They'll say, "Hey, maybe this might be interesting down the road. This might be something that we need to pay attention to," because he certainly, like you're right, he has the athleticism and he has the speed and power to do such a thing. Excuse me. What I wanted to say is that we took physically, we changed him. We took a lot of mass off his upper body that I felt was completely unnecessary. He's a kid that never has to do another pull-up or push-up in his life. So we did that and really leaned him out.
I noticed that.
So his endurance and his punch and count and everything has gone up tremendously, and his speed and accuracy. So along with that came more speed, along with that came more power, along with that came more a higher work rate. So that's what I expect to see.
Do you think it's because he has been out for a long time, do you think that it's important for him to put on an entertaining performance? Like, is it important for him to really, really look good in this fight, or is it more important just to get that W?
I think the most important thing is him to get into the fight like he's supposed to, and then however the results turn out, as long as they turn out positive, that'll be good for him. But I think the most important thing for him is to get into the fight like he's supposed to. Let the fight come to him and intelligently get the job done like he's supposed to, as far as using brute force or not knowing when and what to do, but that he understands what he's doing and let the fight unfold for him and then react accordingly. So that's what I expect to see. And I expect to see him win convincingly, however he wins, and leave a statement to the rest of the boxing world that he is going to be somebody they have to reckon with.
Assuming all goes well on Saturday, where would you like to see him go next? I mean, do you think he's ready to jump right back into the title mix and fight the big names, or would you kind of like to see a little slower process, maybe take another contender-type fight?
I'd like to see him take another fight this year and then reevaluate that. It's fair to him and me to get a couple of camps under our belt, 2 or 3 camps. It takes a while, but I'd like to see him get another fight this year. And I think the second fight would be enough for us to make an accurate decision whether he should go for a belt, whether he should go for one of the top guys to justify him going for a belt. So in my mind, that's how I see it, another fight. And then to make a decision like that, we'll deal with it after tomorrow night.